practice for people that are not here. Okay, if you wish to do your top-down analysis, you agree with me, you have to start from your higher time frame to know the overall movement of price. Okay, that's why I said, if you see here, price has been more like on a downtrend since when did this pay even start moving? This is like February which year? I don't know which year this is. It's not showing the years here on my PC. I think this jump indices started like 2021 or 2022. Started either 2021 or 2022. So if you see here, from the little price detail that you had, price was more like on a downtrend. And imagine what may have happened to people that have been trading all of this. How will you know where price is going when price just started from here and started pushing down? No higher highs, no higher lows, no lower highs, and not until. So that's why most of the times it's not really sane. Okay, that's one thing that the market uses against us on the synthetic indices market. If you tend to trade the synthetic indices markets, it's more preferable you avoid those pays that doesn't have much data. But if you have to trade them now, okay, from the way we do trade and the proper way of trading, of doing your analysis starting from higher time frame, you only have, like this one is, you don't really have much of market structure here in higher time frame, because you have to even start from your monthly time frame, scale down to as low as your 15 minutes or your hourly time frame. Okay, if you start from our monthly time frame and scale down to our hourly time frame, which is the 1 hour or the 4 hours at times. Okay, for me I stop at the 4 hour. So we have the overall trend of the market starting from the higher time frame. And if you come here to your higher time frame, if you look at the top left hand corner, I hope you guys can see my screen. Are you guys seeing my screen? Because I did not even ask before I started. You are seeing it, Mr. Tunde?
Yes, I can see it. Okay. Thank you. I'm following you.
Okay. So if you look at the top left hand corner where this blue is highlighted, you see that this is 24 hours. That means it's a daily time frame. Here on Deriv, they don't have weekly and monthly time frame. So at times you have to omit. That's why sometimes I still have this my MetaTrader. Okay. So on my MetaTrader, I can go to my weekly and my monthly overview of the pay. If you look at here on Step Index, you see at least it has much data from your weekly. It has been there since way back 2019, so it has much data. You can see it's on an overall downtrend. But if you come here, you see that it just has little to no data. Okay, but let's just work with what we have. Okay, because let's see if we can still make sense out of it. Let's just work with what we have. If we are to make a top-down analysis using a trend line, higher highs, higher lows, our support and our resistance. Okay, so all you just do is come to your higher time frame. Okay, you look for the most obvious areas from the current market. Before this market had moved all the way from all this push to the downside, before this push to the upside here, you take data from here and analyze. But if it's for the my kind of way of trading, maybe I would have had these sales making an overall trend of this market, seeing the breakout of this area. But I don't think there was a good retracement here, because I love my trades to be break and retest. So hence why probably I wouldn't have still been able to take this trade, because there's no good break and retest. Not really on the higher time frame, but if you scale down to a lower time frame, you see if you can find one. So on the higher time frame, you have to look out for where you have multiple. Okay, here we have a very plain chart where you have your multiple weak rejections, which is we have one here, we have two here, and we have another one here. Okay, let's work with the current market. So these are areas for your support level. These are areas that you have to mark out. Okay, so looking out for where price will react soon. So we're looking at the resistance areas too. You have weak rejections up here, you have rejections up here, we have it here, we have it here. So you mark out those areas. Okay, Sometimes you can take it from the wick, sometimes you can take it from the body. Like this one that has numerous movement of price, you can take it from the wicks. But be it in mind that these areas are zones, okay? It's not just one marked out line, but I love using lines so that my chart will look clean. Unlike this my MetaTrader here, if you observe on my MetaTrader, that's where I draw my zones, okay? Although this indicator does that for me and makes it easier for me, okay? But here on my trading view, I don't have to do the zones anymore. I just use my lines to mark out my area. So anyway, anytime price comes near to it or close to it, I start looking out for my kind of confirmation on price. So doing a top-down analysis here on our daily time frame, we have marked out our zones, okay, our current zones at which we expect price to react from. So if you even look at us marking out this area and this area, which still falls in line with this other area, okay, if I still have to use two lines, like I said, there are zones, but I just like using one line. Okay, you see this area that we marked out, if we look right now, okay, looking left, we marked out this area looking left. Now if we look right to where the price is currently, you see that we have a red candle here and a retracement, though it doesn't really show properly on the higher time frame, which is a daily time frame. But when we scale down to our 4-hour and our daily time frame, 4-hour and our 1-hour time frame, you see that there was a very nice break retest in this area. How was price able to break and retest in this area? It was influenced by looking left, which was a level, okay? I call these areas key levels or zones, okay? Is by looking left of the previous zones which we marked out here. So from the way I trade, which I'm more of a swing trader and looking for good areas which I trade off zones, okay, seeing all of this, okay, I wouldn't have bought all of this unless I had other sort of confirmations. I wouldn't have maybe I wouldn't have had an entry of all these buys, okay, or maybe I would have had an entry. I can see a big rejection here. So sorry,
your chart is not complete. You don't have small market slot. This your chart is not complete.
I'm not hearing you, please.
I said this your current chart of jump 10 is not complete. I don't know if it's from your broker or trading view. I don't know, but this your current chart is not complete. Jump 10 has a bigger market structure than this one.
Really? Okay. Let me check it from my MetaTrader then. Jump.
Yes. You can use.
Jump. Then. Alright, let's wait for it to load. Okay, that's 4-hour. This is daily. This is weekly. Okay, I think it's loading. Let's see what comes up. Okay, it's still loading. Okay, so actually it started from 2021. I think it's done loading. Let's check our monthly. Okay, March 1st, 2021. All this space. Yeah, okay. Let's check this one. Is it the same thing? Let's check our daily time frame.
You can't see your
Sorry?
We can't see your screen.
Okay, you can't see my screen.
It's not a serious something. Hello.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Hello.
I'm with you.
I think what's trying to say there. I think what's trying to say is there's a previous data from the past. Yours is still not loaded yet, but the previous data. But you can still work with the one that is still currently loading. Yeah, that
I've
you have right
I've
there. You can still work with it and just
uh,
save it down right.
okay, I've actually seen it, but it's not still enough data. Okay, let me share my entire screen with you guys.
Okay.
I've actually seen it. I think it's almost same as this one. Let me share my screen again. What did I just do? Alright, let me know when you guys can see the screen. Can you guys see my screen now? Can you guys see my screen?
Still the previous one. Still the previous one.
Can you guys see my screen? I'm loading something else now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it now, sir.
Okay. Actually, okay, let's go to the same daily time frame. Okay, this is what my PC load. My PC stopped somewhere around here. It's still the same thing. It's nothing much. It's not still much data. 2021, like I said, because all this space I've been trading for half a decade now. So before all this space came out, we have been there when they started launching them. So that's why we don't even trade them because they don't have enough data. Like you can still see here, this is weekly time frame. This is not still enough data for a swing trader though, unless you just have to work with good key levels. But at least this one is a little bit good. At least 2021. Those ones that they just launched are 2022 and the rest. But we can still make sense out of it all the same. Okay, you know, sometimes when you are taking these trades, you don't even have to go all the way, like all the way to the 90s. Okay, you just have to look left, work with most of the obvious areas. Okay, like this one here, these are the areas. Looking at the weekly time frame, we just have two areas, one, two, three. Okay, three areas here. This area, this level, and this support. Okay, in case price has to come back down. Okay, 1 2 3, and we are done with the weekly level. It's as easy as that. Just squeeze your screen. Okay, for those that doesn't know how to do the top down analysis, and if you see that those areas even rhyme with where price had to reject and move. Okay, there was a nice break and retest here. All right, so those areas also rhymes with what you even have in lower time frame. Sometimes you don't even have to adjust them. You can see those yellow lines rhymes with those key levels that we had a break, retest, and a push to the downside. So please, let's go back to our MetaTrader so we can have a clearer view and a better screen. So using the current market, okay, what we have here is these three levels. Okay, this level, this level, this level. Though this level is not really important. Okay, the two main levels that we are to look out for is this one and this one. Why is this so? Because these ones are the current areas which are closer to price. Okay, price is even closer to the resistance area. Okay, so let me mark this out twice. Okay, let me mark that area. Let me make it two zones. Okay, like I said, bear it in mind that these areas are zones. Okay, so if price has to come inside here, you start looking out for price reaction. So now we are done with our daily time frame. Let's go down to our hourly time frame, which is our 4 hours. I hope nobody's being muted. Why is this stuff not loading? I don't know why this thing is all loading. Let's try the 4 hour again. Actually, if it doesn't work, okay, we can still work with our 8 hour, since our 4 hour is not loading. Okay, I think it has now opened. Okay, this is the 8 hour. Yes, you can see where we squeeze this screen, where we had this squeeze on the screen. Now that level that I spoke about, the break and retest, here is the break and retest that happened in that area. Okay, let me mark this out here. This break, this retest, and this buy. So there are two things involved here. That's why I love my areas to be in mark out. If you observe my screen, you see I have lines. I just draw lines or plot lines all over my screens. These are to help me to look out for price reaction when price comes close to those areas. So if you had plotted this key level, okay, this key level looking left, price did not really react from this area, though if you still scale down to lower time frame, you see the reaction. Now we are on our 8 hour time frame, our hourly time frame, still looking out for price reaction on those key levels from our daily time frame, or probably you can still mark out more minor areas on our hourly time frame. So you see here, from price reaction here, we do not have much of reaction from higher time frame from this area, but rather we had a better reaction from this area, which is, for most of you that have been with us for a longest of time, you know how I trade the break and retest. I really love to trade break and retest than a total breakout, because some breakouts may be false, okay, and you may lose a lot of money. So I rather prefer price to break out of my areas, come back to those areas, then give me some pattern formation, then we can snipe it from those areas. So even this line we drew here, we drew it based on where we had the body of the candle or the wick of the candle. Even though I have to drag it to the wick, okay, it still makes sense. Even though I have to put it on the body where it has multiple wick rejections, there it still makes sense. And looking forward, you see price came just on the tip of that area and reacted and pushed itself to the upside. So this would have been a good buy, okay. For me, this would have still been a good buy, but waiting for a good break and retest. Normally I like I said, I do swing my trades, and if you guys observe most of the signals we sent, I think even the one we sent on, is it V25, is still running now. So most of my trades are actually swing trades. Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Yeah.
You wanted to
If
say
you
something,
check
please.
that jump MT5. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can
I'm
you hear
with
me?
you. I'm with you.
I said, if you check it with that MT5 where there's full data on the jump 10, you see that the whole market is trading in a channel, a downward channel.
Yes.
From what I'm seeing, if you can draw that downward channel, you see that it changed the dynamic of the analysis.
If it does,
on a higher time.
if it does, it's no problem. And if you observed here what I did here, I still drew, because I saw two good areas, okay. From my daily time frame, you saw I still drew this area, so it still makes sense, okay. Price is still trying to break out of that buy trend, okay. There's something we call a trend in trend. That's why it's good to do your top down analysis. There's something called trend in trend. So this buy here doesn't mean that actually the whole trend of the market is a buy trade. There's a little trick that I taught you guys, still on this Zoom session. I shared it with you guys. On when you do your top down analysis, you write what your higher time frames gives you till what your lower time frame gives you. Like when you go to from your monthly or from your weekly time frame, you analyze it, you write the weekly, what trend are you seeing in the weekly time frame. If it's a sell, you write sell. If it's a buy, you write buy. you go to your daily time frame. What is it showing you? What trend is it showing you? Is it still a sell? If it's a sell, you go for a sell. Your daily time frame, what is it showing you? Is it a buy? You write the buy. So you now have to compute the one that has majority of the trend. If it tells you more of buys, okay, if it tells you more of buys, you rather buy. Okay, that's actually only for swing traders. Okay, even for scalpers, you only wait for price to get to, let me make it in writing. Okay, weekly time frame says sell. After weekly we have daily time frame. Daily time frame still says sell. Even, okay, sorry, before the weekly time frame we have the monthly time frame. Okay, monthly time frame could say sell too. All right, let's just make it a little bit easier. Okay, and our daily time frame, like in this case now, can now tell you buy. So what you just do is go for the popular move. Okay, the overall opinion. Trade only to the direction of your overall opinion. If you had sells, is a good trade. If you had sells, buy, so rather you go for sales. The seller still has it. The overall trend is sales. Even though you want to trade for your lower time frame or on your lower time frame, it's better to take sales than buys, because price may change at any time, at any point, back to a sell direction while you were still buying, even when your daily time frame is telling you buys. Okay, so it's better to go for your overall direction of the market. If price is still telling you, buy, or buy, sell, okay, your monthly time frame is still sells, but your weekly and your daily time frame is still buys. It's better you go for your buys than to go for sales, because even the movement of the higher time frames are being generated from your lower time frames. Those data that you have from your higher time frame, or that interprets itself on a longer run from the higher time frame, that's why you need to have a better knowledge of the market. Because when you have levels like this, okay, let's say the overall trend of this market was a sell, okay, was a buy, and why you need to buy here is a knowledge of what you have from your higher time frame. Though the overall trend of this market was a sell, but you just wanted to make a quick buy in this area that just happened here, what would you do? You now take that overall trend of the market and go scale down to your lower time frame and look for your confirmations and trade. If you trade double bottom, double top, break and retest, head and shoulders, divergence, or whatever confirmations you might be looking for, when price comes to those key levels, you see it will be more easier for you to react, or for it to occur for you, than for you to trade off open spaces like this. Okay, open spaces like this, price could just come shenge you like it just happened in this area here. It will just do like it's coming down, but it did not come down totally, but price rather went up again, and now still had to break out of that area, came down properly and went back up. So this is for people that may be thinking of buying, and they were buying and thinking price will break out of this area, and still. So even for me, even though I want to trade against the trend, that's why I have these levels to mark out. Okay, I always take my profits when it gets to that area, or even before it gets to that area. Okay, why is it so? It's because those areas are also areas in which price could react from. Your trend may still continue, or your trend may end at those levels. So it's very, very important you take profit when price gets to this area. If it's someone like me, I may not even have to even get all the way close to where price is here. Okay, I'll just look left the same way, the same reason in which I had to take this signal. You know, even this little move from here to here is more than, let's see how many pips that is. Over 1,000 pips. Okay, this little move that you guys are seeing, you know, this is jump. Okay, this is synthetic indices. Over 1,000 pips, this little move here. So for someone like me, there's nothing that will even make me hold this market. I could only hold this market past this area when I've taken out over 80 to 70% of my profit, and I'll leave 1 or 2 entries. Okay, you know, I used to make a lot of entries on my trade, but I'll leave only 2 to 1, and still, even on those 2 to 1 trades that I have left, I still break even my profit. Okay, I still take out 70 to 80% of my profit and let the rest run. So still going down, sorry Mr. Tunde, okay, I love doing my top down analysis. Still going down to your question, it's not that I've forgotten. Now we are looking for the proper area or why price could be reacting in this way. Let me take this out. Mr. Tunde, are you still there?
Yes, sir. I'm following you. Following what you're saying.
Okay. Let me take this off. Let's have a better, cleaner screen. Yeah, better. So that's why, you know, when we all learned how to trade, you remember what we thought was to do what at resistance and what at support. Can you remember? Mr. Tunde?
Yeah, I'm with you, sir.
Yeah, I was asking a
I
question.
thought you asked me.
I was asking
Okay.
you a question. There's something that we were being taught when we started to learn how to trade, that we should do what at support and do what at resistance.
At resistance, we sell at resistance, we buy at support.
Okay. So looking at this plotting of our key level, is price yet on our resistance level?
It's actually in the a little bit above the middle level, so
Okay.
closer to the resistance level.
It's closer, but not that closer. Okay, let me. Why is even looking so? Is because we are on the 8-hour time frame. Our 4 hour is not opening. I don't know what's happening to it. Okay, it has now opened. Okay, you see, it's still is wider now. Now that we are on the. This is still almost 1,000 pips. This is 800 pips space of your resistance level. Mind you, this resistance level is a zone. The zone is starting from here to the upside, not even from here to the downside. So that's the beginning of the flaws of your entry. All right, it's not that close. It's not that close or that sniped on the areas. Price would even rather react somewhere inside here than to react somewhere outside here. If it does, this is not still a core confirmation. If I have to trade price from the middle like this way, okay, and it doesn't have to reach this area, this is what I'll do. I'll still have to be patient enough. I'll still scale down. Most people think that because I do swing trade that my entries or confirmations, we only take our top down analysis from higher time frame and now go to a lower time frame to still make entries like the 1 hour. 1 hour is lower time frame for me, 1 hour, 15 minutes, or even 5 minutes at times. So you see what happened at this place. You know what that score, right? All this movement, what happened at this area?
Sir, I was caught exactly where you are now.
Okay.
I happened to enter somewhere there and I was caught there.
This is a range, okay? This is a range. If you are looking at it at the higher time frame, it may not really look like a range, but let me still scale down to my 1 hour. You see price has been ranging in that area, okay? Because this is in the middle of price structure, it hasn't gotten to our resistance yet, and it's far away from our support level, okay? Please, 1 hour time frame open now. Let me try 15 minutes. My 1 hour is not opening. Deriv, since they had an upgrade on Deriv, it has been giving us this issue. I don't know why they haven't worked on this till now. It's actually not my network.